Hi, Missy. I hope you guys are well. So, I just want to talk about two things that I feel are very important. I actually feel compelled to say something about these two things because they've come to my attention a few times and I want to warn you guys. The first one is the company called EF. Right, so I have been asked a few times to look at the contracts that they are sending people. Well, before we even get to the contracts, they just don't have a very good reputation, according to me, from the people that have worked there. I think I only know one person who's worked there who's like they like the company, they were very happy. Actually, two people, and then everyone else that I know who's worked there, which is quite a few people, just say it's a crappy company. And I wanna agree that it's a crappy company after the contracts that they've been giving people, offering people. It's just wild to me. Right, so the company currently just offers people about 13,000 RMB or plus sometimes, nothing over 15,000 RMB I've seen so far, with no housing. They will give you insurance and then they'll tell you that you're gonna get a bonus every month of about 2,000 RMB. And then they will tell you something else that's been very interesting, that you're going to get the VID subsidy, which is so interesting because the VID subsidy is not a monthly thing. And also considering that the country is open, the VID is subsiding, still around, but not as bad as before. We don't know how long that is going to go on. So for a company to say that, or to put their faith in that, or to include that as part of the package, is just wild to me. Because how? If it stops, say you get it this month and then it stops next month, then what? You came all the way thinking that you'd be getting that 4,000 RMB, which is not always the case. It also depends on the city and stuff. It's just something that is not very reliable, that they should not even be talking about because it's not up to them. So saying that you're going to get a bonus every month of 2,000, performance bonus, means that it depends on performance. The performance is judged by who? Your supervisor. If your supervisor is not happy with, for whatever reason, even if you are working really hard, they might not give you that 2,000 RMB. Maybe you might end up getting 200 RMB. So basically, when you look at the contracts, you should just say, oh, I'm going to be getting 13,000 RMB every month, and I still need to pay rent for that, which it's ridiculous. Even in cities, in tier 1 cities like Shanghai, they're still offering people 13,000 RMB, and it's crazy to me because that money is most likely going to go toward rent. In Shanghai, for example, where I live right now, which is outside the city center, I pay 4,200 RMB. So if you get that contract and you have to live near or maybe in the city center, okay, you're screwed. Maybe you need 6,000 RMB for that. You need to pay for water, which is cheaper. You need to pay for power, a little bit more expensive, especially depending on the season. In winter, I paid quite a lot of money for power this time. I'm actually shocked. I was shocked actually that power is so expensive this year. And you still need to buy food. I probably spent about 2,500 RMB on food. You still need transport. Maybe you'll be using the metro or you will just be walking or biking. Okay, that's not much of a problem. But you still need to live. You need toiletries. You need, what else? You need clothes, maybe. You need to buy more clothes or whatever. However your life is going to be structured, you still need to live, right? You will be going out with friends. You're not going to be staying at home the whole time because you don't have money to go out when other people are going out. It's ridiculous to me. So I remember people asking me before, how much is enough if you are entering the system and whatnot? I would say at least anything over 15,000 RMB with housing, even if they're giving you 2.5 for housing, at least it's something. But to give someone 13,000 RMB with no housing, how? Even if it's not a tier 1 city, it just doesn't make sense. It's something that is ridiculous. Beware of this company. I'm sorry if they get mad that I named. Sorry, I'm gonna name companies from now on. Another issue that we are going to need to look into is the issue of recruiters. Hear me out. So when it comes to recruiters, a recruiter is getting paid to recruit you to come this side. They are not necessarily doing you a favor. Actually, scrap necessarily, they're not doing you a favor, they're doing their job. So a recruiter that is going to be giving you vibes as if they're doing you a favor is something to look out for. These are the red flags. They're just the things that have annoyed me about recruiters right now that I feel I need to talk about. A recruiter should not be pushy at any point. Like, they will ask you to send your resume, they will ask you to send pictures, which is very weird. Here, a video and whatnot, okay. And they will send you positions. For example, here's a position, are you interested in this one? Then they send through you have to have a very healthy relationship, a respectful relationship. If your recruiter is, say for example, you now have found a job and it's time to, or you've been offered a contract and it's time to sign the contract, and the recruiter is pushing you and they are saying weird things and they are telling you that if you don't sign, you are going to lose this job. Baby, if that recruiter is acting like that, can you imagine what's going to happen at your job? I know sometimes that, a lot of the times actually, schools will contract external recruiters, recruiting companies and stuff, and these people will just want to get commission and whatnot. But if you have such experience in your recruitment process, imagine what the school is like as well. It might not go very well. So if a person is being rude and threatening you, you really might just want to look for a different recruiting company, or just apply to schools directly online. You can find, I've shared sites and stuff, you can do it yourself. You don't need to deal with a person who's making you feel less than because maybe they can tell that you're desperate. Because sometimes I understand that people are desperate, they've been unemployed, they just want to go abroad. There's so many reasons why you want to come here. I get that, but don't be so desperate that you let a person be mean to you and you just take everything that they're saying because you really need this job. Yeah, you need this job, but I think you need respect too. You're worthy of respect, you're worthy of being listened to, and you're worthy of kindness. Don't let these recruiters be very weird and racist sometimes even, because I don't think they do this to everyone. So please be very careful. Don't allow them to intimidate you about your visa. We're going to cancel your stuff. Tell them, yeah, sure, go ahead and cancel it. You can always find a different school that is going to be kind and nice to you. A good school will ensure that you're not worried about your visa process. They will ensure that you are sorted when it comes to picking you up from the airport. A good school will care about you. Please, I'm going to repeat this. Don't let these people treat you the way they are treating you. I was flabbergasted when I heard one of the stories, and it's something that I don't wish for any of you guys to go through. Just stand your ground, block them if you have to, because you don't deserve that. You deserve way better. You deserve a respectful recruiting process. For example, in my first school, when I was moving here, the recruitment process was actually, the person who was recruiting me was great. But one of the things to look out for is just the hiring process being too quick as well. Like, you're going to, today you are talking to a recruiter, for example, tomorrow the school is giving you an interview, the next, or maybe a few hours later, you're getting a job. It might be that they really need a teacher, so it's not always a red flag. But sometimes those situations where everything is rushed, what did the teacher even leave if you so desperately need teachers? What happened? You know what I mean? So in my case, this was exactly the same thing, and I had to use a different visa. I forgot what it's called, a tourist visa, to come this side because they needed a teacher desperately. There was a red flag, because the whole thing was rushed, and the school was great, but the managing part of everything, the recruitment process was a reflection of how the school is managed, is what I'm trying to say. So yes, be on the lookout, speak out, ask questions, don't be intimidated. I think I've repeated this a couple of times because, oh my gosh, you need to understand this one. Do not let nobody disrespect you because you need a job. Just don't. rather stay at home until you find someone who's going to at least give you the respect, a human respect that everyone deserves. You don't deserve to be disrespected by a recruiter that you don't even know. I want to say which, because I know which recruiters are being very weird, but some other time when I get the girl to say that. Bye guys.